Would you like to know how to instantly hypnotize anyone? This is in conversation. This is in your emails that you send out for marketing purposes. This is in social media posts. This is in your book description. This is in your sales letters and sales pages that you write. This is in the chapter that opens your book. This is anywhere and everywhere. This is in a professional context. This is with your boss. This is with coworkers. This is in your cover letter. This is with your spouse and with your kids. Now, in order to help you understand why this works, I'm going to explain why this works. Have you ever noticed how someone's mood can be changed permanently with just the right words? Maybe you have said something that set someone off. You noticed it, and then you said something else, and it brought them down, feeling calm and cool again, and they could reason with you. And have you wanted to be able to do that again on command, but not the first part where you get them riled up in the first place, but you want to keep them with you, keep them tracking with you? Does that sound good to you? That's good, because that's the technique. What I just showed you. I made, if you rewind it, I made effectively 3 assertions, hypotheses, questions, following the rule of 3 that the vast majority of you watching said yes, yes, and yes to. A little bit of clarification in there. But I presented 3 hypotheses, 3 questions, 3 assertions, 3 things that I know to be true about many of you. And now I've got you. And that's okay, because you want that. I'm offering something that you want. The rule of 3 in conversational hypnosis is when you are saying 3 things, of course, but they are 3 things that you know to be true. The great copywriter extraordinaire, Dan Kennedy, once said that the way to persuade the prospect is to enter the conversation already happening inside their heads and speak to that. And that's what I want for you. In order to become a better persuader, you must become like a hypnotist. Hypnotists understand that you must first match your target, your patient, your persuadee, kind of match them, okay? And then you'll pace with them, so you go a little bit, and then you lead them where you want them to go. Rule of 3, match, pace, lead. You might have heard pacing and leading. Well, what's often forgotten is matching. So what that means is you match with your speech exactly what you know to be true. You pace with them a little bit, and then you lead them. So the matching is you're going to say 3 things that match, that align with, that are exactly what they're thinking, what they're believing about the subject, that are not obvious. So you're not going to say to someone who's emotionally distraught, the sky is blue right now, isn't it? It looks really blue to you too, doesn't it? Are you an idiot? Yes, you are, if you say that. So don't be an idiot. We want it to be not obvious, but true for them. And so the leading is what comes after that. Because you're now in rapport. Okay, this person gets me. They understand me. They perceive me correctly. They're engaging with me in a way that I want to be engaged. Particularly with women and children, if you simply repeat back to them word for word what they said, that is going to be effective matching rather, and pacing, doing that 3 times. If they say, I'm just so mad at you for doing that. Oh, I hear you. When I did that, you got so mad. I see it in your face. You probably feel like something else that they just said. And it would make sense that you feel that way because this other thing they just said. Yeah. Now they're tracking with you. They're nodding. Get them nodding along. Wow, this person gets it. They get me. Maybe they're not my enemy. Understand that if someone is in a state of defensiveness, they cannot be persuaded. And strangers are in a default state or mode, I guess you could say, of defending themselves against you. Not because they're opposed to you, but because you're a stranger. They don't know you. So what you want to be able to do from the very beginning of your interaction with him is to say 3 things that they know to be true. I just did an exercise with one of my authors. So I'm a professional ghostwriter, and I don't just ghostwrite manuscripts, but I ghostwrite all of the content associated with making it a commercial success, which includes the marketing copy. Because a book is valuable, but it's not valuable if you can't perceive it's valuable. If you don't believe it's worth $20, if you don't believe that it's worth 4 hours to read it, you're not going to buy it. So it's not just the value of money, it's the value of the time. And it's the job of the professional ghostwriter Joshua Lisec to make your book be perceived as insanely valuable and worth 4 to 5 hours of their time to consume. That's what I do. And I tell people, I told this author I was just working with right before I recorded this, we want to obey the rule of 3. So the book description that's on the back of the book, and that's the first 3 sentences on Amazon, are 3 statements about his subject matter, the book subject matter, that are true from his audience's perspective. You know this, you've heard of this, you've thought about this. Why? Because this thing. Oh, wow. Powerful stuff, isn't it? Statement of truth about them, statement of truth about them, statement of truth about them. That's matching and pacing. Why? They are now ready to be led, to hear what you have to say. Lead them further into the description. Lead them down the page. And then you don't go off in left field and say, because everything you thought is wrong and you're an idiot, so here's what the truth is. Obviously, we don't do that. But rather, we expound on the subject matter, expound on the problem, and do a little bit of agitating around it so that viewers, readers, potential clients reading this go, okay, this guy gets it. And that's something I didn't know. The biggest mistake I see with copywriting, with sales, marketing, persuasion, is how the writer will use effective persuasion and then they will botch it. How will they botch it? They will lead us somewhere we don't want to go, or they will lead us somewhere we've already been. Let's say you are selling a software that makes it a lot easier for dropshippers and resellers and fulfillment by Amazon people to sell their stuff. And you pick out 3 things you know to be true. So a poor example of what not to do would be something like this. You've heard of fulfillment by Amazon. You've thought about starting your own Amazon reselling business. You've even tried finding products to buy a discount to resell for a sweet profit on Amazon. Why? Because you think it might be a good idea and other people have tried it before, so why shouldn't you try it too? Wait, what? Well, obviously that's true. You didn't lead me anywhere new. You notice the issue there. It was good for the vast majority of the market. Now, the vast majority of any market are beginners. So that's like 80 to 90% of any market are beginners. So if you want to sell something like this software to the vast majority of people, it's going to be to people earlier on, and then those who are more successful, you can upsell and have the upsell options available with that software. But if I want to lead you into believing you need my software, well, why? Why have you done these things? Well, you've done these things because, well, think about what's the motivation for solopreneurship, for entrepreneurship, for micropreneurship. Because so many other people have achieved financial freedom with a Wi-Fi business, and most of them are much dumber than you. And if they can figure it out, why can't you? Well, the reason you haven't figured it out yet is because Amazon makes it difficult to make money with their platform. Selling on Amazon is like, to most people, those who don't make it big, those who even lose money, and you don't want that to be you, selling on Amazon is like gambling in a casino. And you know the rule. The house always wins. But what if there was a way to legally and ethically game the system? What if there was a process, a loophole, a set of secrets that gave you an unfair advantage over the vast majority who end up buying high and selling low on Amazon? And what if I told you that Amazon themselves give you that process, that set of secrets? We've spent the last 3 months documenting all of them, and we've condensed them into this 12-minute mini course, and we'll send it directly to your email. We'll even give you a little workbook download so you can get started on a profitable... Okay, I'll pause there. You're ready to sign up for this thing, aren't you? And I completely made this up on the spot. That is how to do it right. So the first example, the very poor one, is I said 3 things that resonated with the vast majority of people who want to resell on Amazon to make money, especially at this time of year. And then I was starting to go this direction, and I walked it back to the beginning and wait, you're saying things that I already know. That doesn't make any sense. You're not leading me anywhere. You're just pacing with me and then taking me back where I came from. You're turning us around versus leading me to this new belief that it's way harder to sell on Amazon than I thought, and I need all the help that I can get. And Amazon themselves makes it hard, but for the select few who are paying attention, they make it easier. Now, of course, you'd have to get around not saying anything negative about Amazon, not tarnishing their brand, PR, legal. So you'd want to have, and I do, and I think everyone should have their own entertainment, contract, IP, industry-specific, even lawyer looking over the sales copy, because you don't want to get hit by the Federal Trade Commission or get a cease and desist from a company. You want to make sure that if you're mentioning any companies that you're using preferred, that they're corrected trademarks, like rights reserved trademarks, and the appropriate symbolism with any of the words, that sort of thing. Which, by the way, is a secret little persuasion technique that it shows that you've done your homework and that you're a serious player and that you're probably an ethical person of great integrity. If you go through the effort to have the disclaimer on your page, have the privacy policy, make sure you're not saying anything that is illegal or unethical, because it shows that you're not out to make money at any cost. Yes, you're out to make money, but you're out to do the right thing in the process. And that is persuasive, especially in this day and age of everybody rugging everybody else and everyone lying about this and fly-by-night characters. I did a video, I think yesterday, where I pointed out that there have been people who come into an industry, they plagiarize, they grip and rip, and they steal IP, and then they grow as quickly as they possibly can, run up the score on the game and a startup that they throw together, again by theft, IP theft and whatnot. This is all based on a true story, by the way, I happen to be aware of. And then they cash out before they get caught. And then when they get caught, it's everyone else who are their underlings that got left holding the bag while they move on to a totally different industry doing new things, scamming new people. This is what they do, as Jack Posobiec and I say in our New York Times bestselling book on humans. All right, so we'll review very quickly today. The way to persuade instantly as a hypnotist is to, in conversation and in print, in Wi-Fi business land, match, pace, lead with the rule of 3. So you're going to state to them 3 things you know about them or things that they're thinking about that you know to be true for the vast majority of them. and they're going to be wowed that you get it. So you're going to match those with those three statements, and you're going to not just say one or two, but you're going to say three to pace with them a little bit, and then you're going to lead them to the answer to that, to your new insight, and it's going to make complete sense, and it's going to take them forwards. It's not going to come back and take them back to you stating things that they already know to be true, and then it's like circular reasoning, and it's, well, you know this to be true. Why? Because you feel like it. You feel like it's true because you just know. Okay, great. Yeah, that's the vast majority. And oftentimes these, and I mentioned also the big mistake that I see a lot of copy make is they will have these three big, huge promises, perceived promises of value and excitement, these three statements of matching and then pacing, and then they don't lead us anywhere. They lead us something that we already know to be true. Because you know that you should start an Amazon business. Yeah, that's why I'm here. Okay, this person doesn't know anything. I'm clicking out. Yeah, we don't want that. We don't want that. So don't click out. Do a little daily persuasion instead. Be like hypnotist. You can do it.